Hey everyone, thank you for joining Free to Yoga. My name's Catherine, and today we're doing a requested flow for a runner who has some tired, achy legs. So if you would like to give your legs some love today, hop into something comfy and I'll meet you on the mat. So we will start today with our legs out wide. Just reach your arms out and try and get your feet about underneath, like stacked underneath your hands. Your outsides of your feet are parallel with the short edges of your mat, and your big toes are turned slightly in. If you find this a little bit too much, then just bring your feet in, shorten your stance a little bit. On an inhale, we'll just connect with our breath, reaching our arms up to the sky. And as we exhale, bring them back down again. Inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, reaching your arms up. And exhale, bring them back down. Now imagine drawing your tailbone down, strong through the legs, and pressing through the outer blades of your feet. And on your inhale, I want you to just hinge forward about halfway. Your gaze is to the floor. And moving with our breath, we're just going to move our torso so we're facing over to our left foot. And then we'll move back to the center and then over to our right. So you're just feeling a nice stretch, kind of moving the weight between your left and right leg. Your feet are staying where they are. Your legs are staying where they are. You're just really moving from the upper body. Moving side to side. Just feel that earth beneath your feet. You're pressing into the ground. Nice deep breaths. And coming back to center. Let's hold on to our opposite elbows. Take a nice big inhale, and exhale. We'll fold forward, bringing your elbows to the ground if you can, or you might be sort of up here, wherever you are today. Just try and relax your neck. Let your head be heavy. You're pressing into the ground with your feet, and you're keeping a nice flat back. Nice big inhales and exhales. For this moment, there's nothing else that matters. Just you and your mat. Thinking about your breath moving through your body. And on your inhale, coming back up halfway, pressing into the ground with your feet. I want you to clasp your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. You can bring your palms together if you can, or keep them apart. That's completely up to you. Draw your shoulder blades in together, opening through the chest. And as you exhale, I want you to fold forward, reaching those arms up to the sky. Imagine you're being pulled up to the sky through your hands. And erect. And on your inhale, coming halfway up and placing your hands down to the ground. We're going to walk our hands to the front of the mat, turning your left foot so it's facing forward and onto the ball of your back foot. Drop your back knee, Anjaneyasana. Bring your fingertips up. Come up onto your fingertips. Bend in that front knee. And on your inhale, I want you to reach your chest forward and up. Your hips are square to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, I want you to extend out your front leg and try and fold over that left leg. Half split. And inhale, coming forward, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, folding over, extending through that front leg. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, half split, extend that front leg. Inhale, come forward. Bring your hands to the inside of that left foot and heel toe your left foot to the outside of the mat. I'll just move so you can see. So you're heel toeing it out. Your knee is stacked over your ankle. And I want you to just let your knee fall out. So you're rolling onto the pinky side of your foot and you're letting your knee roll to the sides. If you're quite open in your hips, you might be able to go down onto your elbows, otherwise staying up onto your fingertips. You can always put your hands onto some blocks to bring the ground a little bit closer to you if you find this is too intense. And just breathe. So breathing into any tight areas. Try and imagine sending your breath to that area that feels stuck. And as you exhale, you're releasing, letting it go. Warrior 2 is going to be our next shape. So heel toe your foot back to the center of the mat. Press your hands into the ground, tuck your back toe and lift your knee off the floor. Now turn that back foot so your heel and your arch are aligned. Keeping the bend in the front knee, raise your arms up and cartwheel your right arm behind you, left arm in front. Your chest is facing to the side. Your gaze is over your front finger. Turn your front hand so your palm is facing up. Reverse your warrior, lifting your left arm to the sky, right arm behind you. Your right hand is on your thigh or your calf, wherever it reaches. Now coming forward, warrior 2, straighten through your front leg. I think that stick's a bit big for you, Rex. Straighten through your front leg and imagine someone's reaching and pulling you forward, trying to pull your front hand, and then bring it down to the ground. Uttita Trikonasana, reach your right arm to the sky and your left fingers are touching the ground. Gaze to the floor if you need help with balance, or to the sky if you can. Looking up at your right hand. Now bringing both your hands to the floor at the front. Now step your back foot up a little bit so your heel and your arch are aligned. And on an inhale, I want you to lift up onto your fingertips, turning your hips so they are facing the front of the mat. Place your right hand to the floor and reach your left arm to the sky. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine drawing that front hip back and the back hip forward. And bring your hands back down to the ground. Step your back foot up so it's placed behind your front foot. So your right foot is behind your left. In a bind, your knees are stacked over each other. On an inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana with your legs in a bind. You can have a bend in your knees, so your chest is laying on your thighs. Now we're going to come down to the ground. So place the shin of your right leg down with your knee, and then sitting down onto your sit bones. You might need to adjust a little bit to give your sit bones a little bit more space. If this is a bit intense on your knee, then feel free to straighten through your right leg so it's out straight and your left foot is over the top of your right knee. Otherwise, you can keep that bend as long as both your sit bones are on the ground. You're pressing through that left foot and your heel is about in line with your right knee. On your inhale, raise your arms up, and on an exhale, let's twist over to the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Now wrap your right arm around your left knee and place your left hand down to the floor behind your spine, tucking into where your tailbone is. Use that hand to press into the ground, lifting your spine. Imagine you're being lifted up through the crown of your head. Breathing into this twist. And when we do twists, we're mainly twisting from the thoracic part of the spine, so the top part around your shoulder blades. The lower part of our spine is staying nice and straight. And we're not yanking ourselves into this posture. Where we twisted with our arms out wide is where we'll stay. Nice deep breath. Now coming forward, let's bring our shins so they're parallel with the front short edges of the mat. Bring your left foot on top of your right knee. And if you find this is too intense for you, then just place your legs into a easy cross-legged position with your left leg in front. Otherwise, you can stack your ankle on top of your knee. Flex the feet to protect your knees. And on an inhale, raise up through the sky, reaching your arms up. Ground down with your sit bones to the floor. Bring your hands in front of you and slowly walking forward, keeping a nice straight spine, and go to wherever's comfortable for you. This can be quite intense on the hips and the glutes. So just move to wherever your body needs to go today. If you find your breath is restricted, then you need to move out of the posture just a little bit, and you'll work towards moving forward. On an inhale, you'll lift up, and on an exhale, you might be able to fold forward a little bit more. Sort of imagine that with every breath. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, folding. And we'll come back out on your next inhale. Bring your hands behind you. Figure 4 is our next shape. Placing your right foot to the floor with a bend in the knee. Sit bones are grounded, and your left ankle is on top of your right knee. If you want to make it more intense, then bring your right foot closer to your bottom. And if you want to lessen it off, then just extend your right foot out a bit further away from you. So wherever you need to be. Depends how much you've been running or doing different exercises that maybe you haven't normally done. We've all been trying new things, I think, in this isolation. You can rock side to side if that feels nice. Just make this your practice. Do whatever you need to do. Now bringing that foot back down again, we'll move on to the other side. So bring your hands forward, bring your right foot between your hands and step your left foot back, dropping the knee. Inhale, Anjayanasana, lifting the chest up. And exhale, extend through that front leg, folding over your right leg, half split. Inhale, coming up onto the fingertips, bend in the front knee, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, extending through that front knee, folding over. Inhale, come forward, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, extend through the front leg, straightening, folding over. And inhale, come forward, tucking that back toe, lifting the knee. Warrior two, turn your back foot so your heel and arch are aligned. Keep that bend in the front knee, knee stacked over ankle as you raise up and cartwheel your arms, right arm forward, left arm back. Your chest is opening to the left, gaze is over that front finger. Opening up your palm to the sky at the front. Exhale, reverse your warrior, reaching your right arm to the sky. Left arm is behind you, resting on your leg. Now inhale, coming forward, straightening through that front leg. Imagine someone's pulling you forward with your right arm, and then drop it to the ground. Utthita Trikonasana, reaching your left arm to the sky. So your legs are doing the work here. You're not dumping your weight into your hand that's on the ground. You're just touching it with your fingertips. Now bringing your hands to the ground. Step that back foot in slightly so your heels are aligned. Turn your hips so they are facing forward. Place your left hand to the ground and reach your right arm to the sky. Parabhuta Trikonasana. Opening through the chest. Draw your front hip back and your back hip forward. Breathing in, breathing out. You're up on your fingertips or palm flat to the floor. Now bring your hands back down to the ground and step that left foot up behind your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Keep a bend in the knees if you want to, placing your chest onto your thighs. Relax your neck. Let your head be heavy. Feel that stretch up the left behind the left leg. We're going to come to the ground, so placing your left shin to the floor, knee to the ground, and lowering down onto your sit bones. Adjust so you've got the right alignment, placing both your sit bones on the ground. Extend your left leg out if you need to. Your right foot is over the top of your left knee. On an inhale, we're going to raise up, lifting our crown to the sky. Sit bones are grounded. And on our exhale, we twist over to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Wrap your left arm around your right knee. Place your right hand to your tailbone on the floor. And use it as a tripod to lift your spine. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Breathing into this twist. Make sure both your sit bones are on the ground. Nice deep breath. Sending your breath where it needs to go. Figure 4 is our next shape. Bringing your left foot to the ground and knee up. Your right ankle is stacked over your left knee and your hands are behind you. You're pushing into the earth, drawing your torso towards your knee. flexed foot. Nice deep breaths. Remember, you can move your left foot out if you find it too intense. Just move it to where you feel the stretch. Nice deep breaths. Sit bones into the ground. Now bringing that cross-legged position or knees stacked over so your shins are parallel to the short edges of the mat. Your ankles are stacked over your knees. Place a cushion between your foot and your knee if you need somewhere for it to rest. If you're cross-legged, then your right leg is in front of your left. On an inhale, we'll lift up through the crown of the head, raising our arms to the sky. And then on exhale, we'll bring them forward, just walking them slowly to wherever your hips will allow. Make sure your sit bones stay grounded into the earth. Nice big inhales. Nice big exhales. Place your forearms on the ground if you can stretch that far, but don't pull yourself into it. Just allow your body to go where it can go. On every inhale, think of lifting up, and on every exhale, letting go and folding into this shape. Think of your breath moving your body. And send that breath into any tight areas. And coming back up again, we'll move into Dandasana. Legs out straight in front of us. Our feet are flexed, our toes are pointing to the sky. We're pressing our backs of our legs into the ground. Lifting up through the crown of our head, our sit bones are down into the earth. And on our exhale, we'll slowly walk our hands forward, not using our feet to draw us in. We're just using our hands and our breath. As you inhale, you lift, and exhale, you fold. Making sure your spine stays nice and straight. We're not rounding. And we just slowly walk our hands forward, pressing our legs into the earth. And coming back up, we'll move into revolved head to knee. So just bringing your right foot into the inside of your left thigh. Your left foot is out, pointing towards the corner of your mat. Inhale, we'll raise up and we'll twist over towards our right knee. And then we'll place our left arm on the inside of our left leg. And we'll fold over to the left side. So imagine drawing your shoulder, your top shoulder back. Your right shoulder is drawing back, your right arm's lifting up and over. Our gaze is to the sky. We're opening through the chest. And we'll come up again, opening our legs out wide. So don't go as to your maximum width. Try and bring them in just a little bit. Your toes are pointing to the sky. Your heels and the backs of your legs are grounded into the earth. We're lifting up through the crown of our head and our sit bones are pressing into the ground. And as we exhale, we'll fold forward, walking our hands, using our breath to move. We inhale and lift, and exhale and fold. Checking our feet are still pointing towards the sky. Our gaze is to the ground. We're pressing our legs into the earth. Nice deep breaths. Focus on your breath. Nice straight spine. We're not rounding. We're moving from our hips. Every inhale we lift up, and every exhale we might be able to extend just a little bit more. Keeping with that movement. And on our next inhale, we'll come back up and we'll do revolved head to knee on the other side. So bringing your left foot into the inside of your right thigh. Inhale, raise up, and we'll just look over to our left knee as we fold over to the right side, placing our right arm on the inside of our right leg. Draw that left shoulder back, reach your arm up and over. You can gaze to the sky, but if you find that's uncomfortable on your neck, then feel free just to gaze to the ground, but make sure your left shoulder doesn't roll in when you do that. Keep drawing it back so you're opening through the chest. Our next shape is going to be pigeon, so bring your hands to the front of the mat, just turning your back foot so you're on the ball of your foot, and bring your left knee into behind your left wrist. And now just walk your right foot and leg back until your hips are in line, and dropping your hips down to the floor if you can, or place a cushion underneath your left hip if you need to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. Now walking your hands forward, you can stay up onto your hands, you can come down onto your forearms or move down onto your forehead. Wherever you are today, wherever your body wants to go. Try and make sure you're even through your hips so you're not dropping one side down more than the other. Think about drawing that front hip back and your back hip forward. Nice deep breath. Send your breath to any tight areas. And as you exhale, just release and relax into this posture a little bit more. Just let everything go. We'll stay here for a few breaths just to release our glutes and our hips. This is great asana for anyone who sits at a desk, or if you find you've been sitting a lot more lately, this will be a really great stretch for you. Releasing those glutes and the hips. Just keep focusing on your breath. And feel the earth beneath you grounding you down. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll come up and swap to the other side. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Coming up onto your hands and press into that back foot, lifting up and stepping back into plank. Maybe just walk your legs out a little bit and then bring your right knee into behind your right wrist. Drop your back knee and walk your foot out until your hips are even. Making sure you're dropping your weight evenly into both sides and then lowering down onto your forearms or forehead. Again, you can place a cushion underneath your hip. Place it under your right hip to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. It will make this asana a little bit more restorative. Breathing in, breathing out. Just relax into this posture. Feel your shape. As you exhale, just feel yourself grounding down into the earth. Feel your body let go and just relax. Give in to this posture. Just let go. Remember, if your breath is restricted, then just come out of this posture a little bit. Move into a different stage. Some days you might be more flexible than others, depending what activities you've been doing. Couple more breaths here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Relax into it. And when you're ready, we'll press into the ground with our hands. And we'll come up, pressing our knees, or bringing our knees to the ground and sitting back onto our feet with our toes tucked under. If you find this is quite intense on your toes, then place your hands to the ground and just take a little bit of weight off those feet. Otherwise, we're sitting onto our toes, stretching into our feet. So your heels are underneath your sit bones and your hands are on your thighs. Roll those shoulders down your back and imagine you're being lifted up through the crown of your head. Nice big inhales. And then exhaling to let everything go. Now bringing your hands in front of you, untuck your toes and place the tops of your feet onto the ground. Lift up your knees off the ground, stretching into the tops of the feet. You're lifting your tailbone to the sky. Just go to wherever it is you feel the stretch. And then as you exhale, I want you to come back down again, tucking the toes and sitting back. We'll do this a couple of times just to stretch into those feet, into those muscles in the feet that we don't normally stretch out. They're usually tucked away into our shoes. Placing your hands in front of you, untuck your toes and press those feet into the ground, lifting the tailbone up. And coming back down again, tuck the toes, sitting back. We'll do one more time and then we'll move into our last posture. We're pressing the hands into the ground, untuck the toes and lift the knees. And coming back down again, tuck the toes and sitting back onto your feet. Extending your knees out wide. Untuck your toes now and bring your big toes together. Sit back onto your heels. And then reaching your hands forward, just slowly walking forward into extended balasana. You're aiming to drop your chest to the floor. Bring your forehead to the ground or place a cushion underneath your head and chest. You can also place a cushion between your heels and your sit bones. This is our last asana. So just relax into this shape. Check in with your body and feel all of the effects of the movements that you've done today. And check in with our breath. We're connecting to the earth beneath us. Feeling grounded. Feeling whole. If you want to stay here, then just ignore me now. If you're ready to come out, then just walk your hands back towards your knees, coming up into a seated position. Raise your arms up to the sky on your inhale and then bring your hands to heart center. Bowing your head, showing gratitude to your body for what it allowed you to do today. And thanking yourself for taking a little bit of time to self-care, to give yourself a little bit of love.